Hey everyone, it is Chainsaw Gears 12 here with my 14th episode of Weekly Metal Topic. And as you can read above the video, and of course everybody reads it before you click on the video, but anyways, this episode is about drummers using double bass in metal, or in any type of metal in general, subgenre, whatever. So, we're going to get into that topic and talk about the pros and cons of what double bass can bring to metal, and all that good stuff. So let's do it! Cool transition! Okay guys, let's get into the pros first, and by the way, just in case you guys are wondering, these are my opinions. It's not like I read like a book and it tells me, here's the pros and cons of double bassing in metal. No, these are my opinions. So if you have a different opinion on the pros and cons of double bassing in metal, comment down below. Yeah, I'm already saying ahead of time, it's not the end of the video yet. But, you know, these are my opinions. So you guys might have a different opinion, but here are my pros of what double bassing can offer in metal. So one major pro thing that I see a lot of bands doing, and it's obvious that they're doing this for this reason, is because it makes the riffs that they're playing and the songs sound heavier, because with a simple pattern going behind a riff, it gets boring or lost, or it just doesn't sound like heavy like they want it to. They use that double bassing technique. That double bass can, if the drummer can blast as fast as they're playing like an alternate picking riff that's going really fast, then it makes the riff sound heavier and cooler, and actually adds more to the song than just a regular beat pattern like I said before. So they use that technique in order to make their music sound heavier. So that's one thing. And also it's a more of a sense of you can add more variety to the music, like not in general just following a riff. Like you could have like a, you know, like a 4/4 time, like 1 2 3 4, and then that whole time the drummer can go on beats 1 through 3 like then on the fourth beat like that. Hopefully you can hear that. But you know, that the variety of, you know, they can have that same pattern, but then they can add in some double bass triplets, because a lot of more technical drummers add those double bass triplets like that's really fast. But I mean, you know, they can play it slower, but I mean, like to extreme speeds. A lot of these extreme technical bands like to have the drummers that can go those triplet double bass patterns that follow like a really fast alternate, like a really offbeat riff, and that really comes in. And basically, in general, like those type of bands, the technical type bands, they look for drummers that can play double bass like extremely fast. Like for example, After the Burial, when I saw them live, and it's obvious on the music when I bought the CD rare form, which you can go check out the review if you want to. But like the drummer live was so fast at double bassing, I couldn't believe it. When I'm watching him, and it's not like, you know, he's faking it and then it's like playing over the speakers. He's actually playing that fast. It was so ridiculous fast, and that's why I sometimes question if bands are actually doing this in the studio, like a studio trick where it's like fake, or if they're actually doing it. And from seeing that and seeing some other bands that have really extremely fast double bassing, that it is true. But like that's what bands look for, and that is a big pro, because if you can play double bass that fast, and you know, and that off time and everything, and you can just play like a 4 or 5 minute song with all these different time changes and keep double bassing up and doing all these different little things, then you know, that adds more variety, and that means you're a great drummer. So those are the pros, and there are a few more I could probably throw in, but those are the main things that I think double bassing is used for in order to add more heaviness to the song. Let's go to the cons. One major thing I want to talk about in cons, and this is my opinion, it's not really about a certain band using it, it's more of like, it's just my opinion on how I feel about it. Because I said all those things about pros, that adds more variety to the music, but then here's where it gets to me, where it gets to a point where I'm hoping some people at least agree, or at least accept the fact that, you know, it does happen, that some bands, not a lot of bands, but some bands use too much double bassing. Like where it gets to the point where, hypothetically, let's say there's a death metal band that writes a 5-minute song, right? And it has like 4 or 5 different tempo changes, right? And out of that 5 minutes and those tempo changes, let's say 5 tempo changes in the song and 5-minute long song. Okay? Let's keep it simple. Out of those 5 tempo changes, the drummer throws in at 3 of those tempo changes double bassing at different speeds that follows the riffs. And then out of that 5 minutes, let's say about 3 minutes and 30 seconds is basically double bassing but different speeds and all that. So it's kind of hard to follow, but like, you know what I'm talking about if you've heard a band that uses so much double bassing that it's too much, that all the drummer does is convert to double bassing because they think that it's cool. So, you know, I don't know if it's contradicting myself, because I don't think it is. I think that when you use double bassing to enhance a certain part of a song, but, you know, you don't do it for completely the whole entire song, then I feel like, you know, you're contributing something to make that part of that song heavier and sound more unique, and people will remember that. But when you get to a point where the whole entire song is just double bassing, but just in different time signatures because the time signature changed, then I have a problem, because that means that you don't know, you don't know enough to switch it up and actually add variety, rather than just because you're just converting back double bassing. So that's my opinion. That's one big con that I have, and if you guys you know, feel different about that, you know, make sure you comment down below. But that's just one major thing I think about a con, and the fact that a lot of people bash drummers for using too much double bassing, or drummers not double bassing. And one key thing about double bassing is, I just want to throw this in here real quick, one band that I know that has not used double bassing that, you know, really stands out, not like a small band that's coming up, but a band that's been out forever and has not used double bassing, is Iron Maiden. Now, there might be a few more, and if you know any more bands that have never used double bassing, AC/DC probably never has. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they haven't. Talking too much, I'm getting sick. But Iron Maiden stands out because the drummer, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, I really can't, so you don't have to tell me who he is, but I remember him saying that he's never going to use double basses in Iron Maiden because it's not worth it. He doesn't like that style. It doesn't fit him. So that makes a lot of sense. But I can just see that some bands just won't do it. But those are my pros and cons. I could throw a little more in both, but that's major things that I think about in double bassing and metal. And this, you know, goes to anybody, what you think about what your pros and cons of double bassing is. So whatever you guys, your opinions are on either pros or cons or both, comment down below and let me know what you think about double bassing in metal, or any type of subgenre of metal. So that is the video, guys. So make sure you do all that, like the video, and subscribe for more metal videos. And if you guys noticed, I'm losing subscribers. I don't know why. It's probably because old subscribers, their videos, like their channel's been, I guess, getting destroyed or something. I have no idea. But I'm looking to get more subscribers, guys. So make sure you do that, all this stuff, and I will see you guys on Monday.